They call it the Asus ROG Zephyrus M16, and in this video, let's unbox it. Now, I'm excited about this laptop because this is the first Asus laptop in a long time that I've had a processor that I'm excited about from Intel, okay? And I know Intel has been getting quite a bit of, I don't want to say hate, but just like not celebration, the lack of celebration. Oh, man. These are such cool looking laptops. Intel has not gotten the most praise for their processors recently. And one area that I anticipate being a really great opportunity for Intel is on the front of thermals and cooling. Okay, we'll talk about that in just a minute. Let me get this unboxed, unbagged, unshrink wrapped. There it is. There she is. Man, such a beautiful looking laptop you got here, mate. Oh, I just love the iridescent look. Let's see if we can, there it is right there. That is just, it's so cool. I just think it's a really cool laptop. All right, let's go ahead and pull the charger block out here. Check the size of that. Oh, that is much more reasonable, okay? That is fantastic. Okay, this is a 240 watt charger block. That is not absolutely massive, okay? The Legion series has this massive 300 watt charger block, and it's just unreasonably big. It's crazy. So this is a great move, not too heavy, pretty on-the-go friendly. So I feel like we have some really big opportunities here with Intel to really show off their cooling. The Ryzen laptops that I've been reviewing from Asus, from HP, from Lenovo Lenovo's done pretty good, but they've been hot for the most part. And so for me, I'm hoping to see an Intel laptop show off with great performance, but also great cooling, all right? And so I'm gonna run a full benchmark test on this laptop, and you can check out that video once it's live in the YouTube cards above. But for now, of course, let's get into the build quality for the unboxing and just look through the overall design, features, and what this laptop offers. First and foremost, we'll check out the edges. This laptop is a little on the thicker side, but probably about the same thickness as the Asus Zephyrus G14. So it's pretty incredible that they were able to build a bigger laptop but keep the same thickness. I like that a lot. They have settled the bottom cover into the side panels very nicely. There's no catchy edges, and I like these rounded edges. This is something that I'm really fond of on the Asus Zephyrus series, is that they have these fantastic rounded edges. This is not only going to feel great on your hands as you're holding your laptop, but you're going to be less prone to just like bang it into something and have it totally dent in that corner. It's nice and rounded, so it kind of has the tendency to kind of like bounce off corners and stuff. I'm just talking practically. I'm not saying you're going to run around like a banshee and, run your laptop into things, but if it were to happen by accident, it's a very forgiving design. All right, on the back cover, you have this massive vent, and then on the bottom cover, I really wish this vent was fully open. HP Omen, Legion 7, they all have a big open vent on the bottom cover here. Something I've noticed Asus doing is just having these kind of singular vents on the side, which to me leads to less ventilation. So if this was totally open, I feel like we'd get a lot better ventilation than thermals, but like I said, I don't even know yet, so we're going to find that out here soon. And whether you say Asus or Asus or Asos or Asus, there you go, I said them all. All right, we have speakers here on the bottom of the chassis. Let's see if it does the same thing as the 14. I'm not sure what these are. I'll have to find out later. If you already know, comment below and let everybody know what these things are right here. They look like they'd be little base, tweeters or something, but they could in fact be just small vents. Up here you can see that the vent actually is the same vent from the back of the chassis. So it's kind of a cool design how they have the screen rotate around that vent. So you can see here, this vent is right there. And then as I open, that vent becomes the inside vent. I think that's pretty neat. This laptop opens past halfway. So, if you want to just have your laptop, hey mom, check out the thing I'm doing on my computer. You can do that. Okay. Now, one thing that stands out about this laptop is it's so dark mode. That's really that's the only word I can really think of. It has this very, very simple, clean aesthetic going on here. You have this matte black finish. You have this large trackpad. It is such a nice trackpad. This versus the Asus Zephyrus G14 and G15, wow, night and day. If you're going off a laptop and you want to be like, I want a fantastic keyboard and a fantastic trackpad, this is killer. I'm very impressed with right here. It's large glass trackpad, quiet, functions really well. secured very nicely to the chassis. Great work on that Asus. Now, the keyboard is snappy. It has a little more hardened plastic keys. It's not like that nice soft touch feel, but they're snappy, and they have a bit of a longer key travel. It's like medium to long key travel. Now, I love this Asus button up here. You go ahead and click that, jump into your command center, mess with all your settings. I've been using that a lot while I'm benchmarking the computers, and it's super handy. Great selection of function keys along the top of the keyboard deck. Overall, great design, minimalistic, effective, has everything that I personally would need in a laptop. We got a webcam here along the top, and here's a quick sample for you. Here's the webcam for the ROG Zephyrus M16. Looks good. It's a little on the cool side as far as the temperature is concerned. A little bit grainy, but overall it'll do the trick for any web meetings you might have. Now, I got a little bit ahead of myself, so let's go ahead and close down the laptop and check out the ports. On the left side panel, we have our AC power adapter, HDMI, RJ45, USB Type-A, and 2 USB Type-Cs, one of them being a Thunderbolt and one of them being a power delivery port, as well as your headphone jack. A ton of ports on this side. Going to the other side, we simply have a mini SD card slot. Nobody ever uses those, except maybe if you own a drone. So if you own a drone, you have found the perfect laptop. But I never use a mini. It's just silly in my opinion. But they have it for you, nonetheless. And then we have a USB Type-A. This mini, just go full. Go full, because even if you have a mini, you can buy an adapter and put it in. So next to your Asus, please, a full SD card slot. All right, we have a vent along the right side panel and a vent along the left side panel, as well as a vent along the back of the chassis, as we discussed earlier. Now, let's go ahead and open up this laptop. Check it out with one hand. Good to go. And I love that rise. That helps cool the laptop. You'd be surprised how much that helps cool the laptop. And then let's just grab it here. Let's see if it does. A little bit of movement there, but overall, this laptop opens and closes very smoothly. Check out that screen flex. Yeah, it's got a good bit of screen flex. People really get concerned about screen flex. I've noticed people say, yeah, because of the screen flex, I'm not going for this laptop. I don't know the science behind screen flex and why it leads you to not purchase a laptop. I think there's a time and a place to really be concerned about screen flex, and that's in a severe budget category laptop where it's creaky. So when you're doing that screen flex test, it's you can hear the plastic creaking. With this, it's this thin piece of top cover and screen. And so, for me, I'm not hanging out, thinking of creative ideas and just being oh, this helps me think, and just bending my screen. I literally do a screen flex test just because I know people want to see it. But I never even really touch my screen, except for when I'm going like this, which causes no screen flex. I'm just closing the screen. So anyway, just wanted to do a quick thought there, because I know a lot of people often comment on screen flex. And I think, yeah, from a visual standpoint, it's kind of overwhelming to see the screen flex that much. From on a day-to-day, usability standpoint, I don't think a little bit of screen flex is going to be that much of a concern. And I'm saying for all laptops. I'm not just saying, hey, Asus fanboy, buy this laptop. I'm saying for all laptops, unless you have a cheaper build quality, cheap plastic, and you get afraid of the plastic breaking for some reason, screen flex should not be this massive turnoff. For at least for me, it's not. So you take it for what you want. That's my thought process. Okay, so we've checked out the ports. We've checked out the keyboard deck. Let's go ahead and flip this bad boy over and check out the upgrade path. As you pull the bottom cover off of the M16, you can see classic Zephyrus style. It only comes with one RAM slot that is upgradable. The other one is soldered to the motherboard. Get you out here. As you see, it's really cool. It wears this really neat Batman cape. So you're flying through the air if you're into Batman. If not, that's a Superman cape. They just spray painted it. All right. Now, as we're looking at these two, we have two SSD upgrade paths. So you can add an M.2 or you can swap the current M.2 that is in place. Overall, an easy upgrade path that can get you up to 40 gigs of RAM. However, it is sad that you cannot upgrade both RAM slots. But that is classic Zephyrus style, and we will have to save our tears for another video. Links if you're ready to make a purchase, likes if this video has brought you some value, and subs if you don't miss out on future episodes. I'll see you here in the next one. Save your tears. This could be an everlasting love. This could be an everlasting love.